turn it off for everything. the Trident Tyre Centre Legends of the Lake 2024. Got our first car on the line today. We've got the Nissan. Oh, no, we haven't. We've got the.
Yeah, the 1995 Nissan Skyline. Yeah.
Of Jared McRobbie. Just when I looked at it for a second, I was like, oh, hang on, it's an RX-7, but it's not.
No.
It's the bonnet put me off. First car of the day, Jared McRobbie. Leaving the line now in the Skyline R33. Watching McRobbie now making his way past the Devil's Punch Bowl. Got perfect weather conditions down here this morning. Nice and sunny. Track should heat up quite well. We'll get some good times today. McRobbie now making his way around the hairpin there. Takes the final corner and puts the pedal to the metal and stops the clock there at a 1 minute .23 for McRobbie.
Coming up the track behind Jared is Chris Hortop in his 2017 Mini John Cooper Works machine. 1 minute 23. 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 1 min Coming around the hairpin now, he should take that quite quickly. No, doing it fairly quietly. And Chris Hortop's time should come up very shortly.
Looking at Barry Lowe now in the Holden Commodore make his way off the line. It's had a little bit of a issue with timing there, so we missed out on Chris's time unfortunately, but when we find out we'll update you later. Barry now making his way into the bus stop chicane here. Taking the Commodore through there rather smoothly. And Barry's going to do a time there of 1:07.50. 1:07.50 for Barry.
Following Barry is Lindsay Bear in his 2002 VY Commodore.
Lindsay's been a member of the SEAT Car Club for many years now. Always happy to have a chat to you in the pit and all that. Loves his Motorcana. A lot of people remember him back from the Speedway days as well. Lindsay does a 1:06.7. The beautiful GT40 now of Andrew Andrea is making its way up to the top of the mountain. I've been itching to see this car go up here. Looks like he's taking it rather easy this first run, or he might have some car issues. And the GT40 stops clock at a 1:21.49. Looking at Craig Hazeman in the Ultima now.
It's the most recent vehicle in this competition today, I think, 2002.
So, 2022, yeah. And he does a 1:04.2 for the Ultima.
Roger Vogelsang is coming up behind him in the Hyundai XL 1999. Not a car you normally associate with racing, but he's going to make it work. He pushes it pretty hard.
Yeah, there's a few of them in the field today, so they're probably battling against each other for bragging rights. So 107.44 for Roger.
Got another Hyundai XL coming up as well with Bailey Perryman pushing it pretty hard.
Bailey's had a little off there down near the S's. Hopefully it's all good and doesn't need recovery out there.
Bailey Perryman's time 107.18.
It was actually Corey Brand that's had the little off, not Bailey Perryman. Bailey stopped the clock at 107.8. Just holding the start at the moment while we see what happened there to the Corey Brand vehicle. Just while we wait for the track to clear, just might have a bit of a shout out to some of our sponsors for this year, for the Trident Tyres Legends of the Lake. Obviously Trident Tyre Centre, the City of Mount Gambier, Adelaide General Plumbing, Adelaide Hills Conveyances, Ag Gear, All Panels Classic Car Restoration, Ample Auto, ASP, Avis, Baker's Delight, Badnock's Deli, Billy Brand's Wines, Blue Lake Cranes, Blue Lake Holiday Park, Bosch Motorsport. They're sponsoring the big screen this year, so that's really good. Bright Legal, CNR Motors Husqvarna, Cullen and Gazzard. They always lend us some course cars for the weekend, which is very, very much appreciated. CCM Full Drive, Clutch Life Media. They're the ones actually bringing this live stream to you, doing all the hard work there, Dion and his crew. Thank yous all. Cocky's Automart, Compton Refrigeration, and Crumpet Garage. Thanks to those sponsors. Hopefully we'll be back on the track shortly.
Nathaniel Kuchel is just about to head off in his 2009 BMW. He's one of our sponsors.
Nathaniel Kuchel now making his way past the Devil's Punch Bowl corner.
Wayne Fitzpatrick also heading up the track in car number 17, the 1992 Nissan 180SX.
See Wayne now making his way around the hairpin.
Nathaniel's just gone through the S's, heading straight for that finish line.
Nathaniel stops the clock at a 104.82. As we look back down the track at the Fitzpatrick 180SX.
Heading up behind Wayne Fitzpatrick is a Mini, 1968 Mini with James Pauly behind the steering wheel there.
And Wayne stops the clock there at a 103.8 in the 180SX. Little Pauly Mini now making the climb up the hill.
Sean Stingers in a bright yellow Ford Escort is coming up the track now. He's one of our sponsors as well. Stinger's name's been associated with racing here for many years.
And James stops the clock there at a 110.14 in the Mini. So looking back at the run so far, Jared McRobbie is still leading on a 1 minute .23. So he's over 3 seconds in front of next competition at the moment. Sean Stingers is going to run the little Escort across the line there at a time of 105.83.
Steve Pauly heading up the hill now in his Mini Cooper S 1969, one of the historic vehicles, and he's followed by Danny Moore in his white Ford Escort.
A little British Racing Green Mini here, making its way around the hairpin now. Great little race cars, these Minis. Big history in racing, rally, touring car, everything. They've done a bit of everything back in the day and was quite successful. I think they run the Monte Carlo rally in Bathurst, first 9 or 10 positions back in '66. And he stops the clock at a 1:11.49. As we see Danny Mole now making his way around the hairpin. A little bit slow there. Stop there for a second. But it's only first run of the weekend, so it's a good one to make your mistakes on. Doesn't matter. 104.3 for Danny.
Up behind Danny is I think Andrew Mills in his Suzuki Swift Sports. And that noise you hear in the background is you can recognise the sound of the Mazda Rotary of Damien Malazani. Correction, it's Steve Grinstead now heading to the finish line. Steve's time 1.10.1.
As Malzani makes his way now into the hairpin. It's one of the faster cars here for the weekend. He usually places quite well on the Friday, Damien. I think he's actually taken it out before. Oh, there's been an accident there just before the finish line. Probably going to have to hold the start here. As we see Malzani making his way up the hill. He's going to get flagged here, I would say. I think the car Glenn Ladder has had a bit of an accident there. Crosses the line at a 129.88 for Glenn. And I think Malzani's going to get a rerun. As Mick Argoon leaves the line in his Big Banger VK Commodore. Very well put together machine, this thing. Mick now using the horsepower of that big V8. Climb the mountain, he'd have the foot flat here. Looking rather quick. As he takes a big banger around the hairpin. Nicely done there. Mick's going to stop the clock there at a time of 1:01.30 for Mick. Very nice.
Is following him and his Nissan Silvia. Looking at the Reese Molden 1600 Datsun now making its way up to the top of the hill. Following the Datsun is Murray Height and his powder blue 1983 Toyota Corona.
Reese Molden stops the clock at a 1:03.7 for the 1600. Murray Height now taking the Corona up the hill. 83 Corona with an SR20 in it. Murray making his way around the hairpin. As we see Paddy Hughes on screen down a bit further down the track, and he's exited at the Brown Lake exit, so maybe a problem with the vehicle, but Murray stopped the clock there at a 1:14.53.
Patrick Hughes is on the track now in his Nissan Silvia.
He's just gone off.
Oh, sorry, just gone off. Okay.
As Kurt Wilson leaves the line now in his Subaru WRX STI. Wilson making his way around the hairpin now. Kurt stops the clock at a 1:07. Very nicely done. As we look at the Dixon entry now.
Mark Dixon's heading up the hill now in his 2007 Subaru STI. Around the S's. Mark's time is 1:05.07.
As we're looking at the Derek White, Liberty making his way to the top of the hill. He stops the clock at a 1:01.79 for Derek.
Coming behind Derek is Martin Radford in his Mitsubishi Evo. Martin Radford's time 1:03.41. And Douglas Johnson is coming up behind him in his 99 Subaru WRX.
Johnson stops the clock there at a 55.97, fastest of the day. Very nice time. Let's say Damien Brand now making his way up here though. Damien's one of our helpers here. Oh yeah, help set up. Usually pretty good at this hairpin, Damien. So what's he got in store for us today? Lovely. Beautifully done there by Damien. Damien's going to stop the clock there at a 55 flat.
Another very good time.
Fastest of the day. 55 flat for Damien. Very nicely done.
David Harris is following him in his WRX.
You've got a few of these WRXs and Lancers in a row at the moment.
They're all pretty competitive too.
Yep. Down here we've got the 22B of Sean Day on the line as well. Another beautifully turned out vehicle as we see David Harris make his way around the hairpin. And Harris is going to stop the clock there at a 1:01.7.
We've got another WRX coming up the hill, Sean Day in his 97 Subaru.
Yeah, pretty serious bit of gear this one, the WRC replica car, the 22B.
See if Sean can get under the minute.
He took that hairpin rather nicely. Air brake turn there, and Sean's going to stop the clock at a 57.21.
Good time.
Very nice time. As we see the Lancer of Michelle Razum making its way to the top of the hill now.
female drivers following Michelle, Kylie Howard, her 1998 Holden Commodore. Michelle's time is 1 minute 21.7.
Now we're just looking at Kylie Howard now, making her way around the hairpin. Kylie's going to stop the clock there at a 109.21. 109.21 for Kylie. As we see Bruce Hamilton now making his way up the top of the mountain in the BF Falcon of his.
A taxi, I gather.
I believe it was next taxi.
Yeah. Pretty hairy ride in the taxi now.
Bruce is going to stop the clock there at a 106.58. 106.58.
Following Bruce's taxi is the Ford Escort of Dave Rudham, 1979 version.
Rudham's going to stop the clock there in the little Escort at a time of 1 minute 13.46. 113.46.
First of our juniors is on the track now. That's Joe Frost in a 1998 Nissan Silvia S13. Jay Frost's time, 1 minute 11.8. Jason Sims is coming up the hill now in his Toyota Celica, one of the SEAC members. Going round the hairpin bend there. Jason's time, 1 minute 8 seconds flat. Ashley Blanchard in car 80, the 1998 Mitsubishi Evo, is heading up the track. Ashley Blanchard stops the clock at 1 minute 13.61. We think. No, okay. Okay, it's a media run, we think, so that's why we don't have a name on it. Anyway, we do have a car coming up the track now that we know a bit about, and that's a beautiful old Holden FX owned by Chris Hyden, one of the historic vehicles, 1950, so it's the oldest vehicle during this course, we think. Looking really good too. Crosses the finish line with a time of 1 minute 12.43. Not bad for an old bagger.
Just going to have a short break while they bring the cars back down the hill. Might just shout out to a few more of our sponsors quickly. So we've got D&D Mechanical and Four-Wheel Drive, Decor Lighting, Defi Performance, DPF Particular Solutions SA, Jules Removal, EB Graphics. They've done all our signage and our t-shirts for the year. Done a great job as always. Exchange Printers, Farm Gear, Galpin's Accountants, Gambia West Brakes, Giles Machinery, Gulwa Towing, Gulwa Vehicle Sales, Grand Auto Wreckers, GT Industrial Sales, Hangtime Hostels, Hannaford Seeds and Heemskirt Security. Merv and his crew looking after the venue today and during the nights as well, making sure everything's safe. We appreciate it all. And we'll be back shortly once the cars are down the hill and for second bracket.
cars come down the hill. Just a few more sponsors we'd like to thank. Hen and Earth Moving, thanks to them. Also Homestyle Bakery in Mount Gambier. Hydrolec, Hydrojet Solutions Australia, thanks for their support. And Infrabuild, Iron Rock International are also great sponsors, as is Joanne's Espresso. I think she's here today with her coffee van. JSM Carports and Verandas, and Cub Power. Thanks very much to those sponsors for their support. They helped make this event possible. Just about to get underway again. Now that all the cars have come back down the hill, we're ready to roll again with some more going up the hill at speed. First one being Ashley Blanchard in car 80. His 1998 Mitsubishi Evo. Russell Mackenzie's also heading up the hill now. He's in car 84, the 1992 Nissan GTI-R. Ashley Blanchard gets a pretty good time, 58.31.
See the little GDR of Russell Mackenzie now making his way to the top of the hill there. He's going to stop the clock there at a time of 1 minute 10.6 for the little GTI-R.
Ben Trelaw's following him in car 85. He's one of our sponsors. 2003 Subaru STI. He'll probably get a pretty good time too, I suspect.
Just making his way around the hairpin now. The Subarus are a rather popular choice for Hillclimb. The all-wheel drive system makes them good around the corners. Right off the line as well. It does a 106.75. So we're looking at Chris Hortop now in his little Mini. He's having a rerun. We had a bit of timing issues in his last run. He gets a free extra run for the day. Chris stops the clock there at a 106.85.
Darren Herring is coming up the hill now. Darren's in Subaru, car 87. Darren's time crosses the finish line at 1 minute 5 seconds, .2.
So looking at the Adventure wagon now making its way to the top of that mountain. The Ron Rutt entry. Interesting car for a race car, this one, but that's the beauty of Hillclimb. You can bring whatever you like. Have a crack. Ron's going to take the wagon across the line there at a time of 11.65.
More conventional hill climb type car is coming up now behind him with Simon File in car 90, Subaru WRX.
Simon does a time of 59.06. Very good time there from Slimo.
Greg Owers in car number 91 is following, 2017 Ford Focus RS.
See the little Focus now making its way into the hairpin. Nicely done there, didn't lose too much speed around the hairpin there. Okay. He's going to stop the clock there at a time of 58.52.
Pretty good time. Dylan Young and his Nissan Pulsar is car number 95. Heading up to the top now. Next time on the finish line, 1 minute 6 seconds, .3.
That was for Dylan Young, that one actually. 106.3, as we see another little pulsar of Jordan Burt leading on.
But getting close to the finish line now is Brendan Fleming in his Hyundai XL.
Brendan's going to stop the clock there at a time of 1:15 flat for Brendan Fleming. 1:15 flat for the little XL.
Jordan Burton, his Pulsar, will be crossing that line pretty soon too.
He's just making his way up past the punch bowl now. Not sure if there's car issues there. Doesn't seem to be going as quick as it was earlier. Stops the clock there at a 1:16.49.
Downs heading for the finish line now. 1:23.78 is his time. First ute on the track today is Richard Diprose, one of the SEAC members, in his Holden ute.
Richard's going to stop the clock there at a time of 1:15.68.
Following Richard is another SEAC member, Trent Brand, in his Lancia Stratos.
I don't think we've seen Trent yet. I think we're looking at the Nissan Silvia of Anthony Norris now making its way around the hairpin. And Norris stops the clock there at a 59.7. As we now see the Nissan Skyline wagon making its way around the hairpin.
Tony Wallace in his 2002 Mini Cooper S. Car number 112, bright yellow, coming around the hairpins now.
The Skyline wagon stops the clock at a 1:16, as Wallace now makes his way out of the hairpin.
Mark Gaines, Tirana coming around getting close to those hairpins now. And there's LH Tirana.
Looking at Peter Rogers now making his way up the hill in the 1600 Datsun.
Mark gains time in 1 minute 8 seconds, 0.65.
Peter Rogers now taking the 1600 across the line, and he's going to stop the clock there at 105.91 for the little 1600.
He's followed by Aaron Thompson in his 2001 Mitsubishi Magna. Just approaching the hairpin now.
Not looking too bad there. The Thompson entry. Rather quick around the hairpin. And he's going to stop the clock there at 104.2 for the Magna there.
And Grant Stevenson's Ford Escort is coming up behind him. The car number 118. And one of the crowd favourites, bright yellow Ford GT, Falcon GT of Roger Vanderkamp, is making its noisy way up the hill.
Just looking at the Grant Stevens entry now, making his way around the hairpin in the little Mark 1 Escort. Another great rally car back in the day. Grant stops the clock there at 117.4. Looking at the crowd favourite, the Vanderkamp entry now, making his way around the hairpin. Beautifully presented vehicle, this one.
A bit of smoke there from the wheels.
Yep, the yellow GT. Sounds amazing going up the mountain here, that thing. And Robson stopped the clock there at a time of 58.7. Very impressive.
Good time indeed. Neil Oatway, another Falcon GT behind him.
Yep, Neil and Rob come together every year.
Car number 120.
I think they have been to every single one of these, so it's great to have them back. Always put on to show these two guys. It's not a late car, he's owned it since brand new, so it's a pretty impressive feat. 1971. Falcon. Neil stops clock there at a 107.7.
Bit of a feast for the Ford fans at the moment, because we've got a Falcon and Futura coming up the hill too. James Crinson's driving that, car number 121.
So 3 XYs in a row there. Make all the Ford guys happy. And Grinson stops the clock there at a 106.78.
A European car now, and getting away from the Australian/American cars, a Porsche 911 driven by Norman Goodall. He's car number 123.
One of the
heading
cars,
around the S's now.
One of the cars this year on all our posters and our t-shirts is this one here, the Norman Goodall entry. Again, a great supporter of our Hillclimb, been coming, I think, also nearly every year. So it's great to have Norm back. Does 105.93.
And a junior, Max Vitanen now in car number 126, Holden VT Commodore, coming up the hill.
Max navigated that hairpin rather nice. A bit of drifting style there around it, a little bit of tyre smoke. And Max is going to stop the clock there at a 107.98.
Following Max is another junior in a Subaru Liberty. That's Oliver Polder, car number 130. Got a bit of a run of juniors now for a while. They'll all be pushing pretty hard against each other, I think, to see who can get the best time.
Ollie now making his way across the line. We've lost his time, so I can't actually let you know what that is.
Cruz Frost is heading up the hill now. He's another junior in a Nissan Silvia S13. Cruz Frost's time 1 minute 11.6, and he's followed by Harrison Bliss in a Subaru Impreza, car number 132, again a junior.
Harrison's going to stop the clock there at a time of 1:15.35.
And one of the junior members of SEAC, Henry Sims, is following him in a Toyota Celica, car number 133. Following Henry is the last of our juniors, Denville Herbertson in his 2010 Mitsubishi Lancer.
Henry now taking that last right-hander, putting the foot flat to the floor, and he's going to break the beam and stop the clock at a 1:17.14. As the Lancer of Denver Herbertson makes its way past the Nature Park now, past the punch bowl and into the hairpin. And Devon's going to stop the clock there at a 1 minute 26.33.
Car number 136 is following Denville, Subaru WRX, driven by Sandra Branham, one of the SEAC members.
Just leaving the hairpin now, taking that final right hand corner. Sandra's time is going to be a 1:08.24. 1:08.24. As we see the Cohen Hamilton shared car, the BF taxi shared with his dad of Bruce Hamilton, making its way to the top of the mountain now. Cohen's putting on a bit of a show there for the crowd at the top. Definitely sideways, melting those rear tyres. And Cohen's crossing the line there and stopping the clock at a 1:03.48.
Dan Prentice, car number 139 in Ford Escort, heading up the hill.
Must be another little shared car. We saw this one in the first bracket as well.
Show there for the crowd at the top. definitely sideways.
Just lifts that inner left wheel as it making its way into the hairpin, and he's
Whoops, lost it a bit.
done himself a mischief
Having a
there
bit
at
of
the
fun.
top. Just a little donut to please the crowd. Dan's going to stop the clock there at a 1 minute 20.78. A little mishap at the top there didn't help. As we see the Bregner Wagner entry, the Mitsubishi Magna now making its way around the hairpin.
Nice bright pink colour.
And he stops the clock there at a 106.69 for the Magna, 106.69. As we see Tristan Crowe now making his way to the top of the mountain in his Commodore. Tristan's a great help and supporter of this event. Been here all week helping set up, driving the forklift around and filling water barriers, helping set up the track. Just generally anything that needs helping with, Tristan's there to help. So he's a great supporter of this event. Would be very hard to get it underway without his assistance during the week. And Tristan's going to stop the clock there at a time of 106.05.
And Tristan's followed by another SEAC member, Jeff Welsh, in his Pratt Holden Sports Clubman type car. You'll see coming up the hill shortly.
Little Clubman now making its way around the hairpin. And he's stopping the clock there at a 110.9 for Jeff.
Mark Povey's following Jeff in his Datsun Stanza Rally car. He's car number 147.
Usually puts on a bit of a show, this one, Povey. I think one of the cars from last year's merch.
Yep, he certainly had. Whoops, there goes a couple of cones going west.
And this one's going to be
He's
a
having fun.
DNF, it looks like. He's gone the wrong way around a cone, so his time's going to be irrelevant.
Darren Hart heading up the hill, car number 148, Toyota Corolla.
Povey does a 110.7, but with the cone and a bit of a wrong side of one there, it will be a DNF for that run, unfortunately. I think we got the Job Stewart entry on screen now in the Subaru WRX.
Job's heading into those the hairpin now. They've managed to reset the cones pretty quickly after a bit of an incident there. Job's time 1 minute 6 seconds .3. Gavin Molden following him in car 161, historic Datsun 1600.
Yep, Gavin's making his way to the top. Been a member for quite some time as SEAC. Had his son Reese making his way up in the first bracket, also in 1600. Nicely done by Gavin there around the hairpin.
Following Gavin is Andrew Bear in the bright orangey red Holden Commodore.
Gavin stops the clock at a 1:22.46. As we see Anthony Bear now making his way into the hairpin here.
Another one for the Holden fans coming up the hill, Emma Hutchinson in her 2001 Commodore.
Anthony stops the clock at a 1:03 flat.
And our final car on this run is Zoe Rule. She's one of our sponsors in her Ford Focus.
Just looking at Emma Hutchinson now making her way around the hairpin in the Wild Turkey Commodore there.
She's one of our sponsors in her Ford Focus. Just looking at Emma Hutchinson now making her way around the hairpin in the Wild Turkey Commodore there.
Zoe Rule now making her way around the hairpin here at the top of the mountain. Got a media ride making its way up the hill as well, so that's the end of this bracket once these two cars have been through. Zoe stops the clock there at a time of 1:13.83. So yes, we've got the WRC replica car making its way to the top of the mountain now, media ride. Untimed, it's just taking some of our sponsors for a hot lap of the track. The Media Subaru does 107.78. So that's the end of this bracket. We'll be back shortly with next round two.
And while we're waiting for round two to start and the cars to come back down the hill, let's tell you about a few more of our sponsors who we very much appreciate for their support. L&H Electrical. Mad Bastards are also a sponsor. Max Medhurst Crash Repairs, I hope we don't need them today. McPherson Mechanical, MGS Towing. They've got their truck parked across here ready to head up the hill if necessary. Let's hope again it's not needed. Motorsport Service Solutions, Mount Gambier Mechanical and Auto Electrical, Mount Gambier Saw Works, MSS Safety, 141 and OGR, one of our long-term car dealerships in Mount Gambier.
And we're back underway here at Legends of the Lakes 2024 Hillclimb. Jared McRobbie now just making his way up to the top of the mountain in his 1995 Nissan Skyline for heat number 2. McRobbie started the day with a 1 minute .23, very good time to start the day off, so he'll be working on chopping a few seconds off that, trying to get in the 56, 57 mark. Temperatures come up on track here as well, so grip factor should be looking good. So I think we'll see a few times here improve from first run. McRobbie now making his way around the hairpin. And it looks like he's definitely going to shave some time off here. He's going to stop the clock there at a 59.39.
Be pretty happy with that, you think? Chris Hortop coming up with his Mini, John Cooper Works Mini, is following Jared. He's in car number 4.
So Chris is ran a 106.85, so he'll be looking to beat that. Chris is going to stop the clock this round at a 104.2, so big improvement from the first run. I think the track condition is looking rather optimal at the moment.
Barry Lowe's Holden Commodore is heading up the hill. He's car number 6, coming round the hairpin now, taking it carefully.
And Barry's going to stop the clock there at a 107 flat.
Lindsay Bear's Commodore VY coming around the hairpin now.
We've only got this plugged into the... No, but they don't work. Because they're not plugged in.
And following Lindsay is Andrew Andrio and his beautiful Ford GT40, the Ferrari killer. Andrew Bear's time, 1 minute 4 seconds, .6. Wade Simpson clocked 1 minute 11.89. Craig Hazeman in his Ultima RS got a very good time, 58.71. He'd be pretty happy with that, I would think. And Roger Vogelsang is coming up behind him in his Hyundai XL. Car number 12.
Well, we'll say he did a 107.44 in previous run as he makes his way into the hairpin now.
And following Roger is Bailey Perriman in another Hyundai XL, so they'd be competing against each other to see who can get the best time for sure. And Roger's time is 1 minute 5.94. Can Bailey Perriman beat that? Bailey's time is going to be 105.83, so they're pretty close, those two. Wayne Fitzpatrick and his Nissan 180X is on the track. Car number 17. No. Sorry, Brad Corey is on the track at the moment, heading towards the finish line.
It's Corey Brand.
Corey's time 1 minute 9.1. Now we've got Wayne Fitzpatrick on the track, heading towards that finish line. He's gone through the S's. He's going to get a reasonably good time, I think. 59.7. Be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, he shaved a few seconds off his first run. He did a 103 to start with, so he'd be very happy with that. As we see the BMW now of Nathaniel Kuchel making his way up to the top of the hill. Tipping his way into the hairpin. Smoothly navigated his way around that. Did a 104.82 in the first run. This time he does a 1 minute .48, so definitely seen the times dropping here at the Legends. The track temperature has just made that bit of difference here. As we see the James Pauley Austin Mini making its way around the hairpin now.
Following the Mini is Mick O'Goon's very noisy VK Big Banger. Car number 36. James Pauley's time in his Cooper S, 1 minute 3.81. Mick O'Goon's noise machine heading around the S's now, just heading for the finish line. Mick O'Goon's time 1 minute 1.77. Couldn't quite get under that 1 minute. Sean Stinger's in car 27 is up, going up that hill now in his Ford Escort. And he's followed by Steve Pauley in his Morris Cooper S. Escort just flicks itself around the hairpin there.
Sean ran a 105.83 in his first heat. It's going to be very similar. He's done a 105.4.
Yeah,
so
almost exactly the same.
Not much gained on that run. As we watch Pauley now making his way into the hairpin. Pauley did a 111.49 in his first run. Shaved a bit of time off at this time.
Did well.
He's got a 106 flat.
Danny Moore's Ford Escort, car number 29, is heading up to those S's now. Coming out of it nicely. And Danny's time across the finish line, 1 minute 4.36. Steve Crinstead now up near the top there. Steve's time 1 minute 2.70.
See the Damien Malzani RX-7 now making his way into the hairpin. Very competitive car, this one. Usually does well on the Fridays, and usually class winner over the weekends for the roaders. That was actually the Glenn Ladder one making his way around the hairpin. He did a 1 minute .26. As we are looking at Malzani now making his way to the hairpin.
Yet now Damien Malzani. Very good time for Damien, 55.52. He'd be pretty happy with that.
Definitely.
Here's Mazda RX-7. Up near the top of the hill now is Matt Firth. Hard right to the finish line. Matt time again a very good one, 57.3 seconds.
Reece Molden now making his way into the hairpin in the 1600 Datsun. Did a 103.7 in his first run for the day. Looking to beat that time. Might have a second or two shaved off here. He's going to stop the clock at a time of 102.2.
And Murray Height in the Toyota Corona, car number 40. Getting close to the top now.
Murray did a 114.53 on his first run. Looks like he's going to take a few seconds off that this round.
A little bit slower this time, 108.67.
No, he's improved by about 5 seconds.
Okay, good.
Did a 114.53 in the first run.
Pat McHugh's Nissan Silvia.
Yeah, very well put together car, this one. Looks well presented when you have a look in the pit.
Just going around the S's now.
Paddy stopped the clock there at a 113.79. As we see the Mark Dixon entry making its way to the top of the mountain now. Did a 105.07 in the first heat. Killed that time this time with a 59.86. Very nice. Now looking at the even of Martin Radford.
Martin Radford's getting close to the top there now. Martin's in his Mitsubishi Evo 7. Red and blue. To make it under the minute, I think. Yep, 59.67 is a good time for Martin.
Did a 103.41 in the first run. So everyone seems to be improving on this second run. Got a bit of a feel for the track. A bit damp and moist this morning, so factors dramatically.
Doug Johnson's WRX. Close to the finish line now. Doug's time 55 flat. He'd be pretty happy with that too, I would think.
Yeah, he got a 55.97 last time, so he's improved a little bit.
David Harris's WRX, number 56. Losing him on that finish line now. He'll be looking to get under a minute if he can. He's 58.89.
58.89.
Yeah.
Ran a 101.7 first run.
It's a pretty good improvement. Michelle Razum in Mitsubishi Lancer, one of our sponsors. Good on you, Michelle. She's in car 62.
She did a 121.3 last round, so see what she's got in store for us this time. Michelle now just making her way around the hairpin here. So Michelle's looking to beat a 121.3. Stop the clock this time at a 118.2, so a big improvement there.
Coming up hot on her heels, Sean Day and his Subaru WRC replica.
Couple of fast early Subarus now making their way up the mountain.
Expect Sean to get under a minute, I would think.
It was 57.21 first run, so
55.51 this time, so he's shut up a couple of seconds there.
that's very nicely done. As we look down the hill a little bit further, Damien Brand also in the $2 Subaru. It should be a rather competitive weekend between Sean and Damien here. Very similar cars. Driven beautifully around the hairpin there by Damien. He did a 55 flat on his first run, and this time he has got a 54.22 for Damien. Very
He'll
nice.
be pretty happy with that, yep.
54.22.
Kylie Howard's Commodore VT is up the hill now.
Kylie just tips the commie into the hairpin there. Done in the old HRT livery, this thing. Brock replica. Kylie stops the clock at a 104.02. She's improved by about 5 seconds. She did a 109 first run, so she'll be happy with that.
Radimus Ford Escort coming up the hill. Just approach. Oh, bit of smoke there. Just approaching the hairpin.
Did a little donut for us last time here.
Almost did another one, but not quite. We'll get a better time this time, I think.
Yeah, did a 113.46 last time, so we'll see what he's got this time. A 112. It may have been his co-driver that had done the 113. As we watch the little Excel navigation around
Extras and Nissan Silvia. Car number 72. 105.9 time. And Jason Sims following in the Toyota Celica.
Got Bruce Hamilton on screen at the moment, though.
Bruce.
In the Falcon, just making its way to the top of the mountain. A few cars running out of order here, so I get a little confused. Bruce done a 1 minute point 3.
That's pretty good for a Falcon.
Very nice. He did a 106.58 first run, so he's shaved 6 seconds off his time out. Now we're looking at Jason Sims in his little Celica making his way up to the top of the mountain here. Into the hairpin. Keep the momentum flowing pretty well through there. Jason did a 5 flat last time. Jason's done 104.79, so he's showing a second off.
Always good to have. Russell McKenzie next, is it?
The Commodore does a 101.67, the Wild Turkey entry there. Got one of the promo WRXs making its way to the top of the hill now. Couple of promo runs here, and our actual timing guy is doing his there. Subaru does 106.22. Chris Hardwood now in the little Holden. Bit of a loss there at the top. Might have collected a tyre bundle there. He's back off and going, so that's good. No major damage. I'm going to stop the clock this time at a 119 flat. Not really reflective of what he's quite capable of with that little instance there. No, I think it's got a late model motor in it, like a V6 Ecotech or something in it. So that's end of bracket 1, heat 2. So let's bring the cars back down the hill and get bracket 2, heat 2 underway. While we do that, we'll just yell out to some of our sponsors again. We're at Perry's All Maintenance, PMD Race Products, Pot and Steel, Precision Opal, Pump X, Raztec Motorsport, Rural IT Solutions, Southeast Fire Extinguisher Services, S&J Automotive, Sage Automation, SA Time Attack, SA Motorsport Tyres, Shannon's Insurance, She's Apples, Sims Engineering, South Aussie Hotel, South Coast Marine, Southern Gas Services, Southern Star Mechanical, Spray Colour, Subaru Hamilton, Sunbury Auto and Tyre Services, and Time Fleet. Thanks to all these sponsors. Couldn't put on this show without you guys. We appreciate you all. And we'll be back to racing action shortly.
Okay, we're back in business. Ashley Blanchard heading up the hill now in his Mitsubishi Evo 1998 machine, car number 80. Ashley is Russell Mackenzie in car 84, Nissan GTI-R. Ashley's time pretty good, 57 flat. Mackenzie approaching the hairpin. Russell's time is 1 minute 5 seconds .97, so just under 1 minute 06. Ben Fuller is the next up the hill in the Subaru STI. Car number 85. Ben's time is 1 minute 5.59, just under the 1 minute and 6. Darren Herring negotiating the hairpins now. Darren's car number is 87. His time 1 minute 4.49. Not a bad time. Simon File getting close to the finish line now in his WRX. Simon's time is very good, 57.6, be pretty happy with that. And Ron Rutt is coming up the hill now with his 2004 Holden Adventure Wagon all-wheel drive. Fairly rare car. Interesting machine to bring on the Hillclimb. And Rodden's Commodore wagon. Getting close to the finish line now. One minute and 9.4. Kirk Owers in the Ford Focus RS, car number 91. Really good time of 57.3, be pretty happy with that. And Brendan Fleming's Hyundai XL is heading up the track, car number 97. Before Brendan is Dylan Young. Brendan's time 1 minute 4.17. Brendan Fleming heading towards the top of the hill now. We don't have a time for Brendan yet. Jordan Burt though is heading up the hill in his Nissan Pulsar. Jordan Burt approaching the hairpin now in the Pulsar. Following Jordan is Richard Diptrose, one of the C8 members, in his Holden Ute. Jordan Burt's time 1 minute 14.89. Ute just negotiating the S's now, heading towards that finish line. And Richard's time 109.76. Trent Crane and his Lancia Stratos going up the hill. It's Anthony Norris in his Nissan Silvia S15. Car number 105 around the hairpin, does it nicely. Anthony's time is a good one, 58.4. Luke Day is on the track. Luke's time pretty good, 58.61. I think we have Tony Wallace up there as well. Tony Wallace in his Mini Cooper S. 58.39, that's very good. Tony will be pretty happy with that. Mark Gain is following Tony Wallace. There's Tirana. Marque's time 1:07.22. Coming around the S's now, Andrew Downs. Ford Mustang. Andrew's time 1:11.91. Peter Rogers up near the top now. Datsun 1600, car number 116, his time 1:05.69. And Aaron Thompson's Mitsubishi Magna. Coming around to the hairpin now, car number 117. Aaron's time in the Magna, 1:03.1, pretty good. Grant Stevenson's Ford Escort. Up near the top of the track. Escort taking it quietly around that S. Now he's pushing it hard. Grant's time 1:12.5. The noise you're hearing coming up the hill now is that very impressive Ford Falcon GT driven by Roger Vanderkamp. Bright yellow, can't miss it. His time's pretty good, 1:12. No, sorry, here we go, Roger's time. 57.6, he'd be pretty happy with that. And for those who love the sound of the Mustang, the Ford GTs, Neil Oatways is there as well. Coming up near the top. Car number 120. Neil will be looking to beat Roger if he can. Robert, I should say. Under the minute. Neil's time is 50, just over the minute. .106.69.
James Pinson now making his way to the top of the mountain in his Futura XY as well. So 3 of these XY Falcons in a row here. Big car to navigate around that hairpin. Muscle strength needed. Ran a 106.78 in his first run for the day. Had a timing issue because it's stopped at 45 seconds, which it definitely has not done that.
Norman Goodall's Porsche is coming around the S's now. Porsche 911.
few cars. Well, looking at Max Vittinen now. And his black Commodore making a climb up the hill. One of our juniors here this week. Max is across the line there. As we look at Oliver Polner now in his Subaru Liberty, making his way around the hairpin. Nicely taken there. He's also one of our juniors as well.
Max Vitana's time is 1:06, just over 1:06. James Prince's time 1:04.71.
Thanks for that. We got our updates. So James Crinson knocked off 2 seconds off his time there. Just holding the start at the moment while we sort out our little timing issue we've got going on here. We're back underway with Cruz Frost making his way to the top of the hill in his little Hyundai Excel. We'll let you know Ollie Polner's time when we actually get it.
Wind blowing up now, whether that's going to affect them at all, I'm not sure. It'll certainly keep the track dry anyway. Might cool it down a bit.
Cruz now just making his way past the Devil's Punch pole there. I do see this car's for sale. Not exactly how much he's asking for it, but it is a good entry level little race car. It's got a cage in it and stuff, so it's a good starting point for someone looking to get into racing. Cruz is going to stop the clock there at a time of 1:06.55.
Another junior is following Cruz. That's Harrison Bliss in his 2009 Subaru Impreza.
Having such a large field of juniors this year, the future of motorsport, so it's always good to give them a round of applause when you see them go past at the top there. Show your support for the local young blokes and girls. Harrison's going to stop the clock this time at a 1:13 flat. Improved by 2 seconds there. He did a 1:15.35 first run.
Pretty good. Another SEAC junior is Henry Sims, car number 133 in the Toyota Celica.
Yep, sharing this car with his dad today, Jason. So there'll be a bit of a family rivalry going on here this weekend between these two.
Go Henry, you can do it.
Did a 1:17.14 on his first run. So looking to shave a bit of time off that. Hopefully see him down 1:15 or 14 mark. Would be nice. Especially as the track gets better as the day heats up and confidence level builds up in these junior guys. I think we will be seeing some better times. Just leave it ahead of him now. Pointing to the top of the hill, and I think he is going to get his time beat his time this round. He's done a 1:15.29. Very nice there from Henry.
Denville Herbertson, another junior in the Mitsubishi Lancer, is the next one up the hill. can't afford to prank Dad's car, can you?
No, you don't want to be doing that.
Denver's time is 1:18.95, and Sandra Brannon's right at the top there now in her WRX.
Devon stopped the clock at a 1:18.95, which is an improvement from Lee's first run, which was a 1:26. So we're happy with that.
Sandra Brannon 1:05.93.
Also knocking off a couple of seconds off their previous time. So pretty well across the field, everyone's losing a couple of seconds off their time, which is great to see.
Here comes the taxi around those S's.
This is Cohen, 1:04.6 for his first run for the day. Sharing his car with his dad Bruce. Again, a bit more family rivalry, bragging rights on the kitchen table tonight. 1:01.4 for Cohen.
And Dan Prentice's Ford Escort, the little yellow car, coming up the hill now.
Little Escort making its way around the hairpin now. Came in with a brake lock, bit of smoke from the front tyre there. Steve Brenton's in the Escort. He's going to stop the clock at 1:12. So he shaved 8 seconds off his first run.
Brendan Wegener's hot pink and black Mitsubishi Magna coming around the corner there now. Brendan's time pretty good, 1 minute and 18 hundredths of a second.
Yep, knocking 6 seconds off his previous time.
Be very happy with that.
As we look down the hill there at Tristan Crowe, making his way up to the hairpin now. Nice and smoothly done around there. Tristan in the Legends of the Lake livery Commodore. Thanks for your support, mate. Looking good. He's going to do a time of 1:02.61.
And coming up in the Pratt Holden Special is Jeff Welsh, another SEAC member. Bright yellow little machine.
Yeah, nice day to have the roof off, cruising around, enjoy some sunshine.
He wasn't wearing the helmet, he had the wind in his hair too.
Projected to 1:10.9 on his first day. Looking at it's going to knock a bit of time off that as well with a 1:07.77.
Well, Mark Povey's classic Datsun Sansa Rally car is coming up the hill now. Just hitting the S's now, braking hard. Swings the back end around, whoops, stalled it. Off we go again.
Yeah, that's not going to do him any favours on this run. Did a 1:10.7 on his first run.
Darren Hart's Toyota Corolla. Getting close to those S's now. Going into it hard.
He's done 1:09.55, even with stopping at the bus stop where he's improved from his previous time, so we'll be happy with that. There's plenty to make that up. Job Stewart makes his way to the top of the hill in his WRX.
Job's time. One second at 59 hundredths. Gavin Molden's Datsun 1600 is following him. 1970, quite an old vehicle.
Gavin did a 1:22.46 on his first run. Just making his way into the bus stop chicane now. Out. So that final right-hander, it's a little letter at the moment. It might be his first time by a couple of seconds here. He's got the clock at 1:19.3, so it's an improvement on 1:22.46 previous. Got a couple of our promo runs now making their way up the hill. We've got a sponsor run here. Anthony Bear. Just at the start line. Did a 1:03 flat on his first run of the day. Maybe a bit of an incident up the hill. We've pushed the car back off the start line and recovery vehicle's going up. So just a shout out again to all of our sponsors. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to put on this event. We shout out to Tompkins, Top Sport Auto Dismantlers, Total Tools, UHF Chemists, Warren Heath Performance, Zarcom, Yokohama Motorsport Adelaide, obviously Trident Tyre Centre, City of Mount Gambier for letting us use this great facility down here at the lakes, Adelaide General Plumbing, Adelaide Hills Conveyances, Ag Gear, All Panels Classic Car Restoration, Ample Auto, ASP, Avis, Baker's Delight, Bad Knox Deli, Billy Brand's Wine, and Blue Lake Cranes. Thanks for all your support.
So they have an oil spill on the hairpin, and they've the stewards are up there with some oil absorbent, just brushing it onto the oil spill and mopping it up. So once they've done that, we can get back into it.